Archangel Michael says your son came home crying, holding something you never bought. His hands were shaking, his eyes red from fear, and in that moment, you knew something was wrong. The air in the house changed, the light dimmed, the warmth faded, and an unseen weight settled over the room. You asked him where he found it, what it was, but his lips trembled. He only whispered, "It was calling me." Those words still echo in your ears, don't they? Because deep down, you felt it too, the strange energy, the invisible pull, the whisper that was not meant for human ears. That object, small and harmless to the eye, carried something ancient. The angels saw it before you did. They tried to send signs, a flickering lamp, a sudden chill, dreams that didn't make sense, but you brushed them away as coincidences. Yet heaven does not warn for no reason. Archangel Michael says that when darkness hides inside simple things, it chooses those with pure hearts first, because they will not see the danger until it is too late. Your son's tears were not just of fear, they were of recognition. His spirit, pure and young, felt the shadow attached to that thing. When he brought it home, he didn't just carry an object. He carried a doorway. And through that doorway, something began to stir. You noticed it, the strange noises at night, the feeling of being watched, the sudden arguments that came from nowhere. It was all connected, and heaven has been watching. Michael says, there are moments when darkness disguises itself as memory, when evil takes the shape of something familiar. That is what entered your home. It came not with thunder or flame, but quietly, softly, through the hands of one you love. But now, heaven speaks because time is running short. The choice must be made, to believe, or to ignore, to cast it out, or let it grow. And as you sit now, listening to these words, you can feel it again, can't you? That quiet shiver at the back of your neck, the sense that something unseen is leaning close. Do not be afraid. You are not alone in this moment. The angels are gathering around you as you hear this, and the fire of Michael burns to protect those who listen with open hearts. Type 333 if you believe the light is stronger than what entered your home. The child sleeps now, but not peacefully. In his dreams, he speaks to something. The angels hear it. They watch as shadows circle the edge of his thoughts, whispering in voices too faint for human ears. You've noticed how he wakes up suddenly, how he cries without knowing why. That is because the battle has begun, not of flesh, but of spirit. The thing he brought has opened a path between two worlds. Michael says, fear not the child, but fear the silence. For it is in silence that darkness grows bold. You must speak light, speak faith, speak the names that banish shadow. The moment you do, the darkness recoils. You will see signs, candles flicker, the air stirs, dreams shift. That is how heaven answers. And yet, do not throw the object away just yet. It must be handled with faith, not fear. Michael warns that what is bound in fear multiplies, but what is covered in light dissolves. Hold it with courage, speak words of light over it, and do not let the darkness think it has won. The angels are watching your home tonight. They walk through your hallways, their steps like fire, unseen but felt. Every whisper of fear they chase, every shadow they push back. They will not leave until the danger is gone. But they need your faith, your voice, to seal the victory. Type 777 if you choose to fight beside the angels tonight. Archangel Michael says, "You are not powerless." The very reason this darkness chose your home is because of the light within it. The enemy does not waste its effort on the lost. It comes for the chosen, for the strong, for the ones who still carry faith. That object did not find your child by accident. It was drawn by the light your family carries. But what the enemy meant for harm, heaven can turn into protection. Now, your son sees flashes of things, faces in dreams, hands reaching out, whispers that make no sense. Do not fear these things. He is seeing the world between worlds, where angels and shadows battle. When he cries, it is not just fear, it is his soul reacting to what his body cannot understand. Hold his hand when he dreams. Pray over him softly. Even a whisper of love shakes the gates of darkness. Michael says, the power of a mother's or father's prayer is greater than any curse. You must believe this. Heaven does not look at your strength, it listens to your heart. One tear of faith can shatter what years of darkness have built. That is the secret heaven wants you to know. The nights may feel longer, the air heavier, but it will not last. The fire of light burns unseen in your walls, purifying every shadow that lingers. Trust that heaven fights even when you cannot see it. Type 1111 if you believe your family will be restored. Archangel Michael says, something ancient hides within ordinary things. That object your son brought, perhaps a coin, a pendant, a toy, was once part of a story that ended in sorrow. Heaven saw it pass through many hands, each one feeling its strange pull. It gathers sadness, feeds on worry, and waits for a home full of love. Because darkness hungers for warmth, not cold. It wants to twist what is good. But now, it has been found out. Michael's sword burns above your house, invisible but real. The angels have surrounded your family. Tonight, they will fight. You may feel the room grow colder, or the wind press against the windows. Do not fear these things. It is the sign of the clash, the battle unseen, the breaking of what bound your peace. And when morning comes, you will notice it. The stillness will be different, cleaner, brighter, as though the air itself has sighed in relief. Your son will wake lighter, his eyes clear, his laughter free. That is the sign that the shadow has gone. Michael says, this was not to harm you, but to awaken you. Heaven sent this trial so you would remember that faith still holds power, that love still wins, that prayer still moves the unseen. You were chosen not for fear, but for faith. Type 222 if you believe this season ends in peace. Archangel Michael says, tell them the story does not end with darkness. Because after every battle, light returns twice as bright. The angels who fought for you will remain near. They will guard your home, your son, your future. No shadow will enter again. And the object, now harmless, will fade from memory. This moment will become your testimony, a reminder that heaven still speaks, still protects, still fights for those who believe. You will tell others one day that you saw light move through your home, that faith is not just a word, it is power. Michael says softly, you are safe now. Rest. The war is over. Type 999 if you receive this final piece, for light has won, and your home is blessed forever. Archangel Michael says the heavens did not close when the morning came. The angels did not leave when the light returned. They stayed, watching, waiting, guarding, for they knew that even after darkness retreats, echoes of it still try to linger. The object your son brought, the one that changed everything, it still holds memories of what once touched it. It is no longer dangerous, but it remembers. And sometimes, memory itself can whisper. That is why you have felt it again, haven't you? The small shift in the air, the strange silence after sundown. Michael says, do not mistake shadows of memory for the presence of evil. When the past is stirred, the air will tremble. The thing that tried to harm your home has been defeated, but the echo of it remains like smoke after fire. Heaven has ordered that no darkness can return, but your faith must remain awake. The angels fight hardest when people forget they are protected. That is when fear tries to return through the cracks of memory. But now you know. You have seen the unseen. Heaven has written your family's name on its walls of light. The angels gather every time your son speaks with innocence, every time you smile even though you are tired, every time you whisper a prayer at night. These small acts of light build walls around you stronger than steel. Michael says, you are not a survivor, you are a guardian now. Because those who have faced darkness and won carry light that others can borrow. Type 333 if you believe your home has been sealed by heaven. Your son has changed since that night. You've seen it in his eyes, the quiet understanding that something powerful touched him. He dreams still, but his dreams are different now. He sees gardens of light, rivers that glow, figures with wings of silver standing at his door. Sometimes, he tells you about voices that speak kindly, softly, guiding him to help others. You listen, and though you don't always understand, your heart knows it is real. Michael says, children are closest to heaven because their hearts still believe what the world forgets. The reason the object called to him was not because he was weak, but because he was pure. The darkness wanted to break that purity. But heaven used it to reveal his gift, to see what others cannot, to feel what others ignore, to speak light into shadowed hearts. Protect that gift. Do not let him lose it. Sometimes, when he laughs, the angels laugh with him. You may not hear it, but you'll feel it in the warmth that fills the room, in the peace that settles like sunlight. The heavens delight in pure joy. That laughter has power. Michael says, a child's laughter is a song that even demons flee from. Encourage it. Keep light alive through simple moments, stories, prayers, love. They are stronger than any battle fought in spirit. Type 777 if you thank heaven for your child's protection. Archangel Michael says, the darkness that touched your home was not random. It came seeking something. And heaven allowed it, for only through testing does faith become unshakable. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. There is something coming, a greater moment when others will look to you for strength. The same peace you fought for will become their shield. You will speak, and people will listen, because they will feel the truth in your voice. Heaven does not waste suffering. Every tear you cried has become light in another realm. Every prayer you whispered became a weapon for angels to wield. You did not fight alone, you fought beside eternity. That is why your spirit feels heavier now, it has carried the weight of heaven's fire. You are not tired from fear, you are tired from victory. Rest, but do not forget what you have seen. Michael says, the one who survives the storm becomes the shelter for others. That is your calling now. The object was the beginning, not the end. The lesson has been written in your spirit. Whenever someone feels lost, you will know how to speak peace into their chaos. You will recognize when a soul carries hidden pain. You will feel the tremor before they speak. That sensitivity is your gift, it is how heaven works through you now. Type 1111 if you are ready to walk in your new purpose. Archangel Michael says, look closely at the small things around you. Heaven speaks through simple signs, light on a wall, a bird at your window, the sound of rain that feels like comfort. These are not random. They are messages that remind you, we are still here. The angels have built invisible roads through your home. When you pray, those roads shine brighter. When you doubt, they grow dim. But they never disappear. Every home that has faced darkness becomes a beacon. Light attracts light. Soon, you may notice others drawn to you, people seeking comfort, peace, understanding. They will not know why, but heaven does. Michael says, your story is a torch in a world full of fog. Share it gently. Tell them not to fear what they cannot see. Teach them that darkness only wins when hearts stop believing. The object your son found is no longer an object, it is a symbol. A reminder that even in small, ordinary things, battles of eternity can unfold. Keep it safe, not as a relic, but as testimony. It no longer carries shadow, it carries light. It has been claimed by heaven. Type 888 if you believe your home now glows with holy fire. Archangel Michael says, do you feel it now? The peace that hums through the walls, the stillness that is not empty but full? That is heaven's signature, the mark of divine rest. The angels are not fighting tonight, they are singing. They sing over your home, over your child, over your heart. You cannot hear the words, but your soul feels the vibration. It is the song of victory. Heaven celebrates not only great miracles but quiet faith. The kind that stays when storms rage, the kind that believes when no one else does. That is what you showed. You proved that faith is not a grand gesture, it is endurance, love, patience. And heaven rewards such hearts with peace that never fades. Michael says, when you wake tomorrow, look at your son's face. You will see light in his eyes. That light is not just his, it is heaven's reflection. Every night from now on, angels will guard his dreams. Every day, they will walk before him, clearing unseen paths. And for you, they have written blessings in your future that no darkness can erase. Type 222 if you accept this eternal protection. Archangel Michael says, the story began with tears, but it ends with peace. The object that once carried darkness has now become a bridge to heaven. The pain that once frightened you has now become purpose. You were not chosen because of weakness, you were chosen because heaven trusted your heart. He says softly, you have done well. You have believed even when afraid. You have fought with love instead of hate. And now, heaven calls your name blessed. Sleep now, for your house is surrounded by light. The angels stand guard, and Michael's sword burns above your roof. No shadow will cross that threshold again. The child will laugh, the home will shine, and your days will flow in peace. The story is not over, it has only turned to light. Type 999 if you receive this final blessing of rest and everlasting protection. Archangel Michael says, the story did not truly end that night, it only changed form. The heavens may have quieted, but their eyes never left you. You felt it, didn't you? The gentle weight of peace that replaced the storm. The silence that was no longer empty, but alive. Yet, deep within that calm, something still stirred, something not dark, but ancient, watching, waiting. Heaven calls this the season of remembering. It comes after the storm, when the air is still, and the soul begins to hear again. Michael says, "You have passed through fire and come out shining." But when one crosses such a storm, the spirit awakens in new ways. You have noticed it, haven't you? The sudden chills when nothing moves, the moments when you know someone unseen stands near, the flicker of light in the corner of your eye that vanishes when you look. Do not be afraid. Those are not hauntings, they are reminders. The angels do not leave the ones they saved. They linger, to teach, to strengthen, to prepare. You see, when the child brought that strange thing into your home, heaven saw not a tragedy, but an opening. For light cannot show its strength until darkness tests it. That night was never about the object, it was about your faith. Heaven wanted to show you the truth, that even the smallest prayer can bend the unseen. And now, because you believed, your home stands as a beacon in a darkening world. Michael says, others will be drawn to your peace. People may come to your door, restless, uneasy, searching for comfort they cannot name. They will not understand why they feel safe near you, but heaven does. You carry something now, a light sealed into your spirit, invisible to the eyes but blazing in the unseen. It draws those who are lost, those who are silently breaking. You will not need to speak many words. Your presence will calm storms. Your touch will soothe hearts. You may not see yourself as chosen, but heaven does. Every trial you endured became a testimony. The object that once frightened you was never a curse, it was a key. It unlocked your hidden strength, your sleeping gift, the power you were born with but forgot. Now the angels move beside you, guiding your days, whispering in your thoughts. Sometimes you will feel it, a sudden clarity, a strong sense to call someone, to pray for someone, to step into the unknown. Do not question it. Those are divine nudges, the gentle steering of heaven. Type 333 if you believe heaven still moves through you. Archangel Michael says, the child you protected carries a flame that will grow brighter. Do you remember how his eyes glowed faintly when he laughed after the storm? That was not imagination. Heaven marked him with light. He sees what others cannot see. He will dream of places that do not exist on this earth, gardens filled with stars, mountains of glass, rivers that hum like songs. These are not just dreams, they are glimpses of heaven's realm. He is being prepared. You will guide him. You will teach him faith, kindness, and courage. The world may not understand him, but you will. The angels will whisper to him through you. And one day, when he grows, he will lead others out of darkness. That is his destiny. But for now, he needs your calm. When he looks to you, he must see that fear can end, that light can stay. Your faith will be his anchor. Michael says, when heaven calls a child, it always calls the parent first. That is why you were chosen, to protect the light before it could shine. You were the first wall of faith around him, the first guardian. And you succeeded. Heaven celebrates you. The angels who fought for your home now walk beside you in silence, guarding every step you take. Type 777 if you thank heaven for your child's destiny. Archangel Michael says, the shadow that once sought your home has not disappeared, it has fled. And yet, the world is full of others like it, searching for unguarded hearts. That is why your faith must remain active. Light that does not shine grows dim. Every prayer, every word of gratitude, every act of kindness is a flame that keeps the dark away. You may feel weary sometimes, as if you have fought enough. But remember, each moment you live with love strengthens the walls of light around your life. The angels walk your street now. They move silently at dawn and dusk, their light unseen but their presence felt. You may notice strange calm in the evenings, or warmth in the morning air, that is their work. They guard not just your home, but every place your heart loves. Michael says, your faith spreads like fire. Where you believe, heaven builds. Heaven has also begun to awaken others. Some nights you will feel a pull, a need to pray suddenly, without reason. That is heaven using your voice to lift someone else. You will never know who, but it does not matter. The chain of light you help start is growing. What began with your son will ripple through lives unseen, and through your faith, others will find hope. Type 1111 if you are ready to be used by heaven's plan. Archangel Michael says, every house of light becomes a doorway. Through your home, angels now enter the world. When you speak peace, they move. When you pray, they act. When you love, they build. This is the mystery of faith, that humans and angels are meant to work together. Heaven does not need temples of stone, it builds sanctuaries in hearts that still believe. The darkness may rage outside, but it cannot enter again. You will see chaos in the world, fear spreading like storms, confusion in hearts. But inside your home, there will be quiet. Inside your soul, there will be stillness. This is your promise, no matter what happens beyond your walls, heaven will remain near. Michael says, when the earth trembles, remember the fire within you. That is the light of God, unshakable, eternal. It cannot be taken, only ignored. Feed it with faith. Let your words stay gentle, your thoughts pure, your heart humble. These are the ways the soul keeps its brightness. The darkness has already learned that it cannot conquer you, it now fears your peace. Type 222 if you choose to stand as a guardian of light. Archangel Michael says, the day will come when others ask you how you survived. When they do, tell them the truth, not with pride, but with grace. Tell them that faith is real. That angels are not far. That even in small homes, battles of eternity can be fought and won. Tell them that fear is not stronger than love. You will not need grand words. Your calm, your peace, your story will be enough. You will find yourself speaking comfort you didn't plan, saying words that feel as though they come from somewhere higher. That is heaven using your mouth as its vessel. It will happen naturally, while sitting, walking, even drinking your tea. You will speak light, and it will touch others deeply. Michael says softly, when heaven finds a faithful heart, it does not let it grow silent. That is you. You are heaven's quiet messenger now. The story that began with tears will end with blessings. The home that once trembled will now be remembered as a place of miracles. You and your son are part of a larger story, one that began long before you were born and will continue long after. The angels are watching you tonight, smiling. They see the calm in your eyes, the soft strength in your hands, and they whisper to one another, "She believed. He stood firm." They remembered the light. Heaven honors that. Michael lowers his sword now, the blade glowing like sunrise. He says, "The battle is over, but the mission continues. Walk in peace, for peace is now your weapon. Speak hope, for your words are fire. Love deeply, for love is the language of heaven." And with that, the angels rise once more into the quiet sky. You feel the wind shift, the soft brush of wings, the warmth of unseen light. Your heart no longer trembles. You know. You are safe. You are chosen. You are loved. Type 999 if you accept the final blessing of eternal peace and divine purpose.